Hey, what's up, guys? Big fight announcement. Ronda Rousey, UFC 207, December 30th. She's finally returning to action. Her last fight, of course, was against Holly Holm. Famous head kick knockout. Hasn't been back since. Obviously, been struggling mentally since then as well, too. But, I think she comes back and wins this. Obviously, it's way too early to make a prediction, and that's why I'm going to do it because I kind of think that MMA is as unpredictable as it comes. So, without even really looking into it too much, I'm just going to throw my first reaction to the fight at you guys. I think she wins this one. They're about the same size. Ronda Rousey is an inch shorter. Her reach is an inch shorter. So they're more or less the same size. I don't think that's a big factor. I think that Rousey is the most dangerous grappler that women's MMA has ever seen. And by the way, I wrote this whole article when she lost to Holly Holm. I really think that she could win that fight too if the rematch happens. Hopefully it does. I think that insecurity is kind of getting in the way of that, and that's it's unfortunate. And I actually read, I forget, I just read a headline real quick. I wish I could source it, but I can't remember where. But I think it might have actually been on the Herd with Colin Cowherd, which is where this originally got announced. But basically, it said that if she loses to Amanda Nunes and then retires or whatever, if she never fights Holly Holm, then we're probably missing out on the greatest fight that MMA has ever had on the table, and it's based on Ronda Rousey's insecurities. So I hope that at some point she does fight Holly Holm, but because I think she could win. Like I said, I think she just fought her terribly. She sprinted at a counterpuncher, got knocked out. I mean, it's kind of expected. I think there's a lot of factors that played into why she did that. I think maybe she fell in love with her own hype. Maybe she believed that she was unstoppable. She was trying to outdo herself, and every single performance kept getting shorter and shorter. She was finishing people in like whatever 15, 20 seconds. So I really think it might have been something along those lines. She felt like she needed to basically outperform her own hype, and when you do that, you kind of sacrifice quality and strategy and all these other things. And she was basically sprinting at one of the most talented counterpunchers, probably the most talented counterpuncher in the entire division, in Holly Holm. So I do think she could beat her, but she's obviously asserted her dominance over a ton of other people. She's decided to come back once again, not to move or just to stick on this point too much, but I really think she should fight Holly Holm at some point. But I understand she wants the title back, so she's coming back. She's fighting for the title. I think you would think that Holly Holm was probably second in line if I had to guess, but it's kind of hard to say that. Sorry, I thought I heard noise aside. So if she wins the belt, I think that Holly Holm will come over and come back and probably be her first title defense. I think the UFC will kind of throw that at her, and hopefully when she gets the confidence of being champion back, she will feel confident enough to fight Holly Holm again. We'll have to see on that. But speaking on the Amanda Nunes fight, not getting too far ahead of ourselves here, it's not going to be easy. I think Amanda Nunes is one of the best sprinters in MMA. We've seen that. She's lost a lot to Kat Zingano. Has lost before that too, but just looking quickly, her only loss in the UFC is Kat Zingano. She's 6-1 overall inside the Octagon, won her last 4 in a row, including that fight over Miesha Tate. But she's lost to some people who are a little subpar. I don't want to harp on that necessarily, but I feel like she has lost to some people that are subpar. So in a way, I do think that she could lose. It's not like she's proven to be unbeatable. Not that anybody is in the sport, and we kind of learned that over time. No, I know I heard someone. Lost my train of thought, but yeah, oh yeah. So I really do think that she is one of the best sprinters in MMA, and certainly with a hyped up fight like Ronda Rousey, I'm sure she'll come out really fast, sprint at Rousey, try to get that early finish. But we'll have to wait on that. Oh, sorry, I completely miscounted that. I thought. Hold on a sec. By the way, this is the beauty of doing these casual interviews. I'm just kind of going off the cuff. So looking at this right now. Okay, sorry, I completely misread that. Yeah, she finished it really fast. She beat Miesha Tate in 3 minutes 16 seconds. I thought it was faster than that, to be honest, but she has that sprinting power. So I think that Ronda Rousey really has to survive that first round. So if she stays kind of on her feet and backpedals and just avoids the early onslaught of Amanda Nunes, I think she'll be in good shape. Once it goes to the ground, it's game over, honestly. I don't think anyone can withstand Rousey's jiu-jitsu. I really think she's the best in the world. So creative with those arm bars. Everyone game plans strictly for those arm bars, and no one can do anything about them. So I do think that she's going to come back strong. I think if it goes to the ground, she will finish her with her jiu-jitsu, and I think she'll get the championship, and then hopefully we get Holly Holm after that, but we'll have to see. So as always, probably way too early to predict this, but I don't think there's ever a good time to predict MMA. Super unpredictable, generally speaking. So that'll wrap it up for this. That's going to be kind of the nature of these videos, make them really short, make them really sweet, and we'll see. By the way, MMA Mad coffee mug. They're officially in stock. Promise I'm not trying to sell them because I don't even know if we're going to yet. Maybe if we get a store set up, we might start selling these MMA Mad coffee mugs. But I might also just give them out to guests that have been on the podcast. It's sort of a parting gift. Not every guest, because I can't afford that, but just the recurring ones, the ones that have meant a lot to us. So maybe we'll just do that. So I haven't decided if we're going to sell them or not, but I got mine right here and look pretty nice. So that's it. Sign off. That's my just first reaction to the Ronda Rousey news. I think she will beat Amanda Nunes. I think it'll be a great fight, though, because of that first, 2, 3, 4 minutes, maybe even first like round or two, if Amanda Nunes concentrates on conditioning and all that. But if it goes beyond that, I think Rousey wins pretty easily, and hopefully we get Holly Holm next. But fingers crossed. We'll see. Glad she's back. She's probably the biggest star in the UFC.